Hey, this is Dean Graziosi. Welcome to this week's blog. Hey, last week I flew over to Joplin to deliver the check that we worked as a team to raise. I know it was mostly my money, but you helped make it viral. You helped get the message out there. And what you'll see here in a minute is actual footage of me being in Joplin, me meeting the mayor. I actually flew over where the tornado touched down and where the path, and it's unlike anything you can imagine. The news absolutely can't do it justice for the devastation that's there. And what I like is that we were there after it was super popular. You know, the first week the president and everybody was there, but you know, in the news something new comes up and it fades. And we were there, you know, a month after it happened. I gave $30,000, even though we raised about $23,800. Matt Larson, which many of you know, one of our top students, he chipped in $5,000, so thank you, Matt, and people at Joplin, thank you. And then we were a little bit short. I figured I'd round it up to $30,000. That's the check I handed him. In fact, I have the footage, I have a clip, and let me tell you how it's going to work. You're going to see where I handed the check off to the Red Cross. I also got to meet the mayor. He came out, and I didn't even realize all the news, ABC, NBC, CBS, all came out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play some of the behind-the-scenes footage. I just had somebody with a flip camera of me giving the check, meeting the mayor. And then what I thought was awesome is a gentleman heard I was going to be in town. Some people came out to ask questions. And one guy got my book, was in my Success Academy, I think. He said he got all of our training. I signed his book, and he told me in Joplin he's already purchased $3.3 million in real estate. I thought that was awesome. He had a question for me, so I'm going to include that here, give you the answer, maybe get some wisdom and some thoughts. And at the end, I asked my team to put in a couple of the actual news clippings that made the air that night. I'm Dean Graziosi. Thanks for being a part of this. We did something really amazing. And stay tuned. I got some really unique things coming over the next month that are going to blow your mind and get you out there making the money that you deserve. I'll talk to you soon. You know, when you're traveling around, I was traveling around the Midwest. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, and when you're so far removed from what's going on, it doesn't hit you like it did when I was traveling through the Midwest last week and saw what you guys were going through. And what's really awesome about, I think, about America too, is the fact that, you know, sometimes you argue with your neighbor, or you argue with the town next door, or your rival football team, or you argue with the state next door. But what I really like to see, America comes together in times of need, and I think that's what we want to do. So we have a great following. We have a real estate following, people who buy my book and follow us on our social blog. And I did a little contest to spread a viral message to help Joplin. And we were hoping to raise $20,000, but we actually raised $30,000. So
that is awesome.
Give it to the local
Thank
Red
you
Cross.
very much. We really appreciate it. It's a great need. You know, we still have people in shelters. We're still feeding volunteers, so this is very helpful.
Awesome.
So we really appreciate it. So
You're welcome.
thank you for everything you've done.
You know, the greatest thing about giving and helping is that, you know, we always get it in return. A lot of times we want to help a certain person and get money back, and what I've realized in my entire life is when you just give unconditionally, when you just help people in need, all of a sudden someone taps you on the back a month later and a deal goes through, a relationship happens, and that's why we're here. You know, and I have a lot of real estate students who buy my books, and a lot of what we've done here is a result of, I created a little contest to send a viral video out all over the web, all over Facebook, all over our social community. I said, send it out to as many people as you can and get sending money to Joplin because they need it, and our students just clicked like crazy, so that's why we were able to donate $30,000. So, you know, a lot of it's my money. One of my top students, Matt Larson, and his partner Andy are here. They jumped on board. $5,000 of that is their money, and so I just hope this sparks a little something with my students, my real estate followers, or just anybody who sees this that you know, you still got a lot of need here.
And we're looking at about $500,000 to $750,000 worth of resources needed from a partner in order to get the thing going.
Gotcha.
Because if you total all that up, it's about a $5 million project.
Okay.
But because of all the tax credits that come back, we'll end up with a mortgage at the end under $2 million.
Okay.
And a cash flow of, you know, 1.5 over what we owe on it.
Okay.
So what would be your first advice to go out there and look for some kind of a partner in equity?
Yeah, you know what I would do? I mean, literally and obviously what you've been doing so far, so you're doing great, and I'm probably going to tell you something you already know, but I would just put together a 1-, 3-, and 5-year plan on what the money looks like, because at the end of the day, you're passionate about that hotel, and you live here, you love your city, you love your... Other people, really, it's just a math game.
Yeah.
It's all about mathematics, right?
So they don't care about the picture.
They don't care about the picture. They don't care if it's marble.
They
want to know if you're putting $5 million in, you're getting $3 million in tax credits. How much? If I put X in, what's my cash on cash return? So if I hand you $500,000 to get going, what can I expect from that $500,000? That's all, and it really becomes a lot simpler when you just make it math.
Yeah.
Take out all the other pieces except for math.
Emotion.
Yeah. Because you need to be emotional, and that's why you're going to make it great. But they don't. They just want to know, am I going to get 3% or 12% on my money?
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But you shouldn't have any problem, especially with all the exposure on Joplin right now. I think now you got to hit this while it's hot.
Yeah. We got
A Phoenix real estate entrepreneur makes a donation to the American Red Cross. Dean Graziosi presented the $30,000 check today to the Red Cross facility on South Jackson. Graziosi is the author of a how-to book on real estate. The Greater Ozarks chapter sponsored the meeting, and Mayor Mike Woolston officiated. Graziosi says he was inspired to make the donation during a recent visit.
You know, when I was traveling out here last week, and I was seeing that the media is starting to fade on it, I just figured it'd be a time to maybe revitalize it, raise some money, and bring it to you good folks to try to keep the momentum going.
After the presentation, Graziosi gave some financial advice to residents on insurance and construction.
Live from the KSN studios, this is your hometown news at 10.
A nationally known real estate entrepreneur is digging deep into his checkbook for tornado victims. New York Times best-selling author and real estate mogul Dean Graziosi stopped by the Joplin Red Cross today. He presented a check for $30,000 for people recovering from the tornado. After flying over the tornado zone, he says he couldn't believe the massive devastation and decided now is the time to help.
When I was traveling out here last week, and I was seeing that the media is starting to fade on it, I just figured it'd be a time to maybe revitalize it, raise some money, and bring it to you good folks to try to keep the momentum going.
Graziosi also fielded questions from local investors on how to build housing for tornado victims.
Hey guys, it's Dean. I was in the studio, did my blog for you guys, and I forgot something really, really important. So I'm home now, and I wanted to do a quick video here on my flip camera. Hey, this Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to do a live conference call with Joe Jurek. Now, if you don't know who Joe is, he's an accountant from Chicago, one of my top students who ended up quitting being an accountant because he was making so much in real estate. Then he came to work for us, and he's out on the road training good people just like you how to do what he did and follow my techniques and be real estate investors. Well, he called me last week and he said, oh my God, Dean, I found a couple strategies everybody has to know. They're so important. So I said, heck, let's do a live call. Jump on. Let's share it with my students. So be on that call Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. There'll be a link below where you could register. Get your butt on that call.